So, summarizing the content given so far. I really like this course so far. Just reading this first chapter, it's very interesting to think about where we are now in the future ahead of us. To think not too long ago, in the last 20 years, the iPhone wasn't a thing. Now we have the iPhone that practically folds, the foldable phone. Watches that we can make calls on. In TV shows, it seems so far-fetched, but nowadays, all of that being real is interesting to think about that. I mean, TV shows now showing things that we think are impossible. For example, pulling from the text where they talk about downloading your consciousness, seeing that in a TV show may seem impossible, but could be closer than we think. The technology part is just the tip of the iceberg, looking at what is possible now and underneath being what is capable in the future that most of us don't even know about. I really like the affordances and signifiers. I thought that was interesting. I did a project last semester where if I learned about that a little bit, I think that would have been helpful. I had to design an app and a new product, or a new product through an existing one. That was something that I enjoyed. But the signifiers using signs, graphics, and audio broke it down in a simpler way that I would have been able to understand better and apply to my work. One line that I did want to mention: tech growing exponentially and humans growing linear. Again, I don't think that, like, in the discussion of inserting chips, things like that could turn us into exponential humans. But without it, I do agree that I think we are linear. But I think implementing technology into people would be pretty interesting. I like what, I believe it's Leonard. I like what he talks about. Let's see if I can find it. I'm sorry about that. Where'd it go? Here it is. AI. Talking about AI as part of that exponential growth of technology is scary. And about the first article with the 40 questions. These are questions that I think definitely need to be applied to the idea of AI. I think that it should be applied to almost anything that you're creating, because these are great questions to listen and think about. Mostly moral questions for the inventor or scientist, or putting them in the shoes of the consumer, because these people are producing for the consumer in almost every case. But taking that to the discussion of AI, which can be very scary, machines or technology being able to upgrade itself, that's something that needs to be run through this list of 41, 41 questions, because it's a scary thing. We're at a point where we really do need to stop and look at these questions and basically ask, less asking can we and is it possible, and more asking should we, to keep on the AI topic for that. But the content so far, like this chapter 1, I like it. I think this is very interesting to think about. It's definitely raising a lot of questions in my head, a little too many for my mouth to be able to keep up, kind of tripping over my own words